I wanted to share some thoughts I've been reflecting on recently, something that might resonate with you if you've ever struggled with self-doubt or feeling like good things are somehow out of reach. I've been exploring one of the fears, or perhaps one of the reasons, why I sometimes don't allow myself to fully experience the things I truly want and desire in life. And what I've discovered is this. Deep down, I think I've been buying into the belief that if something I really want actually happens, it would feel too good to be true. Now here's where it gets a bit tricky. Because I hold this belief, this idea that something wonderful is too good to last, I'm afraid that life will find a way to prove me right. I fear I'll create a situation where this belief gets validated. It's like I'm bracing myself for something to come along and steal my joy, just so I can confirm my own doubts. And that's where the idea of waiting for the other shoe to drop comes in. I've realised that because I'm so afraid of what that shoe might look like, I often think it's safer to avoid lining up with the things I want. If I don't let myself get too close to them, then I don't have to face the fear of losing them. Now, maybe you've heard about cases where people manifest something through sheer desire, even when their belief systems are still wired in a way that holds them back. For example, someone might win the lottery out of a strong desire for financial abundance. But you know how the story often goes. After a few months or a few years, the money is gone. Why? Because deep down, they never believed they were meant to be wealthy. Their internal belief system, the one wired to lack, finds a way to validate itself. It finds a way to return them to what feels familiar. So how do we deal with this? How do we shift these deeply ingrained beliefs that tell us we're not meant to have something, or that something is too good to be true? I've been thinking about this a lot, and here's what I've come to. The key is to normalize the things we desire. Let me explain what I mean. To rewire these limiting beliefs, we need to access the reality of what we want in our imagination. We need to feel it in our bodies, live it as if it's already true. And when we do that, when we normalize the feeling of having what it is we want, then it starts to feel safe. It no longer feels like this out of reach fantasy. Here's a metaphor that might help. When you set the thermostat to a specific temperature, the temperature in the room adjusts to match the thermostat. Even if the doors or windows are opened, the thermostat keeps working to maintain the set temperature. In the same way, when we normalize what we want, we set our internal thermostat to that new reality. This process of normalizing does a couple of really powerful things. First, it helps eliminate the belief that what we want is too good to be true. Why? Because we've already experienced it. It's familiar. It's normal. Our nervous system relaxes and says, oh, this is safe. This feels right. Second, and this is just as important, it allows us to receive and keep what we desire. Take the example of money again, the lottery. If we normalize the feeling of being wealthy, if we truly believe we're meant to be financially abundant, then when money comes into our lives, it doesn't have to leave us. We don't subconsciously push it away or sabotage it because we believe we're undeserving. Instead, we hold on to it because it aligns with who we now see ourselves to be. So how do we actually do this? How do we normalize what it is we are wanting? Well, it starts with imagination. Spend time visualizing yourself in the situation you desire. Feel it in your body. Imagine how you would act, think, and feel if it were already true. The more you do this, the more your mind and body will accept it as reality. As we open ourselves to this process, we also open ourselves to receiving what it is we want, without fear, without resistance. And here's the best part. When we receive it, we'll feel worthy of it. We'll see it as a gift that's truly ours to keep, not something fleeting or undeserved. I hope this makes sense. It's something I'm actively working on myself, and I wanted to share it in case it helps you too in some way. Let's stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. Instead, let's normalize the lives we want to live. So when those good things come, we can embrace them fully and keep them as part of who we are. Thanks for listening.